Sagittarius, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. If you check the description box below, it talks about the placements of the cards in this spread and mentions the deck used for those of you who are curious. Ooh. Sagittarius, looking at your last spread, I have to applaud your resilience. If you didn't see the last one, go back and watch it. Sagittarius, you're hoping to utilize your resources and put them in the proper framework to achieve the outcome you desire. Now, I do mention this a lot in my readings, but this is a general read. So depending on the person who's reading it, it could be a vocational spread, or it could be a personal relationship spread. It could be about somebody you work with. It could be about a familial relationship, a close friend, or a lover. So what do I mean by resources to create this, to fit into this vast expansion of what I just mentioned? Everybody has a finite amount of resources. Even if you have stuff coming in, you also have stuff going out. So at any given time, you can take a snapshot of what it is that you have. So if this is a work situation, you see potential for growth, even though it feels like more is coming out than coming in right now. You have an idea of how things can go better, and you're about to put that into play. You are literally taking what used to be a potential energy and processing it into a framework for a better outcome. If this is a personal relationship, okay, so let's say that's not vocational anymore. Let's say this is a personal relationship. You are taking the risk of actually putting into words, of expressing vulnerability, of telling somebody what your expectations are. You're not keeping it inside anymore, okay? So you're actually purposefully putting more out in the hopes that once you process it through this framework, you'll get a large return. So that's what I mean. You had potential for something. You're hoping that once you process it through what you've been planning, and to me it seems like you've been planning this for a little bit. I mean, if this is a vocational spread, you've probably been planning this for several months. If this is a relationship spread, you've probably been thinking about this for a couple of weeks or a couple of days, about what it is you want to do. And you're hoping for the best outcome. You want to process these resources in the direction that you want them to go. The fear of the reality is that you do not trust the process, and you're not expecting a return on investment. So you do recognize the fact that this is a risk moving forward. You completely understand that this could fall apart one way or another. But you still want to move forward with it because you're just hoping for the best outcome, and you're trying to find that trust in the process. The reality of the situation is you do not know if you have the upper hand. And you can't really go into your intuition because once you put everything out there, it really is up to the other person to accept or reject the idea. The reality is, although you have a plan, it's your plan. And part of this plan is processing this framework the way you want it to go. But the reality of the situation is the framework that you're processing it through is dependent on the other entity. And you just won't know until you do it. So Sagittarians, it looks like you're hoping to take a risk. You understand what you could lose in the process, and you really don't know the outcome. But there's something deep inside you that says, despite the outcome, it's still worth the risk. Yeah, see? The Knight of Wands, seize the day. This really is that I'm just going to rush in and do it. Because the truth of the matter is, and here's what the Queen of Swords knows. So this knight just wants to go in and charge right into battle. He just wants to make it happen. What the Queen of Swords knows is that despite the outcome, there's a lesson to be learned. Okay? He thinks it's about the win. She thinks it's about the journey. This is a gamble. This is a risk. But Sagittarius, it feels like you're going to do it anyway. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.